Hello and welcome to PepperAmmy's Mango and Habanero Hot Sauce recipe. Now, like everything else on this channel, this sauce is very easy and quick to make. For this, you will need some chili peppers. I personally used my white habanero peppers. They may look small, but they certainly do pack a punch. We will also need a mango peeled and chopped up, 4 cloves of crushed garlic, half a cup of apple cider vinegar, around a quarter cup of water, some fresh peeled ginger, and I used a spoonful of honey because even though I brought my mango about a week ago, it's still not fully ripe yet, so I just needed a little bit more sweetness in this sauce. And then finally we're going to need an onion. Now your choice in onion is going to change the colour of your end sauce. I chose a red onion, which gave it more of a pinky kind of colour at the end, but you could just use a white onion if you want a very vibrant yellow sauce from the mango. Once everything is cut up, we want to place everything into a food processor. I would like to give my new tiny food processor a warm welcome, and his friend Tiny Whisk, who we'll need later on. But once everything is blended up, add to a large pan and bring to a boil and let simmer for around 10 minutes or so. If the sauce turns out a bit too thick, because as it cools it's going to thicken up as well, you can always add a little bit of extra water or vinegar here. Now my sauce was a little bit lumpy because Tiny Food Processor didn't quite get everything, but that's fine because once everything is cooked up and softened, I'm going to pass it through my blender for one last smoothing. Now once this sauce is where you want it, it will keep for around 4 months depending on the pH level. Now I got mine to around a pH of 4, which is perfect for keeping in the fridge for a couple of months. If you don't have testing strips, that's fine, and it doesn't taste too acidic, you can always put a little bit more apple cider vinegar in just to lower the pH level. But when making sauces at home like this, you want to try and aim for around a pH of 4 so they keep longer. Or you can also can or properly seal these, and that way no air can get in and actually make the sauce bad. But anyway, that has been this for this week's episode. It's about 3 minutes even with all the screw ups, so yeah, not bad. Like when I was making the sauce, I honestly thought this was going to be a long video, but on paper it is literally get all the ingredients, throw it into a blender, cook it down, and it is an absolutely amazing sauce. I've tried this sauce a couple of times on a few different things. I've tried it on noodles, I've tried it with chicken Kievs, I've tried it with a couple of like crispy vegetables. It is an absolutely amazing sauce, and I highly recommend trying this sauce out. Now, once the sauce is where you want it, nice and smooth, or if you want it a bit chunky, you need to look at bottling this sauce. It will keep for around 4 months. I've tried it a couple of times. First thing in the morning.